Smart. She's really smart. She's the smartest kid I've ever. I was smart, but she's so smart.
She's in a bad situation because her mom's.
I don't know. I don't want to go there.
Okay.
Remember,
okay,
we don't want to
okay,
cause no harm.
Okay. All right.
All I know is that I've got a daughter and I ain't been a dad. It fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. Because I know what she's going to go through. See, women think that men don't know. Or they think that we don't care. But that's daddy issues. They think that we don't care. That's what my daughter's probably thinking, that I didn't care. But I just couldn't deal with her mom. And her mom couldn't deal with me. That's the truth. That's the fucking truth. I got 3 days off meth. And everything in this world is so fucking confusing.
Yeah.
Just catching a bus to get from point A to point B is confusing.
I know. I had that just last night. I know.
It don't make no sense to me. Like, this bus goes from here to here. That's how you save gas. It's that simple. Point A to point B. All the stops along the way need to be in a straight fucking line. Or as straight as you can make it. Not in circles, not due to this detour and this, that, and the other. Because buses serve broke people, and broke people are usually on drugs.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Buses serve broke. If you're broke, drugs have had an impact.
Okay.
If drugs have had an impact, you're probably confused already. And now you want to make it even more confusing.
I've noticed that. I've noticed everything there is to help people who need help.
It's
Makes it
confusing.
worse. Yeah. Look, I know. It instead of solving problem, it adds on more problem. I know. I'm in the same situation. You deserve better, and your daughter deserves better.
The only thing I can think of that's helped me through all of it, that's kept me alive, it's the only thing I can think of, is that you got to turn to God. Whatever God is to you, whatever He is to me, whatever He is to ma'am, whatever He is to her, him, them, you got to turn to God and remember Him. You got to, and He's got to be stronger than all this.
I've come to the same conclusion. My family betrayed me. My churches I went to betrayed me.
That's because they're not God. They're us. They're human.
His only way is between me and God directly. If someone else gets involved, it gets corrupted. It's between me and God inside of me, and no one in the middle. I get right with God, number one thing. That's my goal. You get right with God, I get right with God, and then together we can help other people. You can help your daughter. And there's other people I'm talking to. And then let's make that agreement. That's what I want to do. I just spoke to a lady just now up the street. We made that agreement, and you and I make that agreement, and then maybe I'm forming support group. And I've been in support group, I've been kicked out. And every prayer group, support group, every church I've been. Now we form our own. If society turns their back on us, then we form our own.
See, there's all different kinds of societies, right? They're called subcultures.
Uh-huh.
So as a whole, there's a culture, right? Like in Africa, there's African culture.
Okay.
Now, America is a melting pot of all cultures.
Okay.
And like gold is gold because it's gold.
Uh-huh.
And silver is silver because it's silver.
Alright.
Now, if every rose was white or red, then roses wouldn't be roses. They'd just be another flower. But there's all these different colored roses. You know?
So it's good that there's diversity.
Those differences are what make people themselves as individuals. They're what make nations themselves as individual nations. See, back in the 1700s when this country was formed, when due process was actually thought up, when it was created, when it was blessed, there were colonies, and each of them had their own subculture.
Alright.
They had their own culture. See, when things get all mixed up, sometimes it tastes good, sometimes it works, but sometimes it explodes.
And it's intentional, I feel. They're making it not work intentional. They're making it confusing, they're making it because the people, my conclusion, people who want to exploit others for their own benefit, the people in power, and then make the system is broken intentionally to exploit people like you and I, the vulnerable. And I'm exposing it myself. I've been targeted because I exposed the corruption in society. The victim of which is you and I and all the rest of the people who excluded.
Scoot back a little, please.
Yeah.
Have you ever done drugs?
I've done.
Don't go weird on me. Just answer.
I have.
What drugs?
Marijuana. I was in 12-step Marijuana Anonymous from 1990 to 97.
I'm a meth addict. And the vast majority of the destruction that I've caused and that I've been victim of has been my decisions that caused it. My decisions that caused me to be the victim. The best message I can tell people, the best voice I can give to it, is to trust God. Keep your head down. And since the world is going to go to hell in a handbasket, whether we got YouTube or not, always have something to make fire with. Always have water. And always have food. That's the message I want my kid to hear. I want my kid to hear
Food, water, shelter, right?
Look.
For shelter.
all you need for shelter is a wall and a blanket. Fire. You gotta have fire,
Yeah.
which means you gotta have oxygen, and you gotta have fuel. And then you gotta have a spark, and that's it. Those three things make fire.
My dad used to say the exact same thing. My dad, like he would repair stuff. He was to repair, like he'd give him a motorcycle. He said, look, you add in water, you add in gas, you add a spark, that motor's gotta run. If it's not, something's screwed up, you know? It's kind of like what you're saying. So look, you think it's just like me, the basics. You need just to survive. Like I want to not need to pay utilities. I want to be able to live off grid, someplace.
Then why do you have service to a phone?
Huh? The phone, look, I have a solar charger and I have a battery. It's a suitcase that opens up and then it charges a battery. I can plug in my Mac and my phone. I need to have a well so I can get water. If you need a water supply, I have a sheep, I have a hen, I get egg, milk and not the crap they give us in a grocery store with hormone in it, and right, antibiotics, hormone, the natural food. I grow my own food. I want to learn to live off grid, out of the city. Grow my own food, have my own water, have my own be able to survive. Just what you just described. Have fire, right? That's, I think, the moment we created cities and then wrote stuff and then farm, everything screwed up. The laws, the religion, the food, I think the city, the population density makes people sick. Chicago, LA, New York, they had the density in the centers, the slums, the sickest places, because there's too many people in one square mile.
But this is the thing, like humankind adapts, right? So
Yeah.
the sickest places create the strongest people, right? Like look at my feet. Put the camera on my feet. You see those feet?
Yeah.
What do you think they've been through to get there?
Okay, tell me.
What do you think?
So,
What do you think?
well, I mean, you didn't get a pedicure just now. I can tell that. You didn't get a pedicure. They've been
They've walked through hell
okay.
barefoot.
You know what I remember? I remember when I was a kid, I saw the movie River Kwai, Bridge over River Kwai, the World War II, right, with Japan, and the prisoners of war, and the marching, their feet are like, are you a veteran?
No,
You're not?
not traditionally. Like I said, I'm a convict, but not even so much that. I'm just a homeless person that's walked all over Southern California.
You get around, your feet get you around.
Yeah. Best thing I've ever had as far as transportation goes is a stroller. It carries enough of my property, and when I got too much, it breaks down.
Look, I know people who prefer it that way. In order to not to have to pay bills and what.
Hold on one second.
Yeah.